Welcome back to the Mr. Showtime podcast. Title of this video is Rassie Erasmus versus Jaques White. The reason for this video is a couple of days ago, I saw on this content creator that goes by the name of Forever Sports, right? I subscribe to his channel, I watch his videos and his opinions about whatnot. Basically, a few days ago, Forever Sports uploaded a video and he expressed his opinion about who he sides with between Rassie Erasmus and Jaques White. And again, he's well entitled to his opinion. But the reason why I'm doing this video is because he kind of sided with Rassie Erasmus. Now, it's not so much as the reason that he's siding with Rassie Erasmus and opposing Jaques White. To me, it's his reasoning. And his reasoning is offside. He missed the plot. He was completely off the rails. Basically, what happened is Rassie Erasmus and Jaques White got into a Twitter feud about the coaching and the management of the Springbok squad by, Jaques Nienaber's incompetence and his mismanagement of the Springbok squad. Hence why we have been in the hellholes we've been under. We lost the world rankings, and basically Jaques White was saying that, hey, listen, maybe you shouldn't have changed the whole squad in the second Springbok versus Wales test match during the test series. Hence why we paid the price. Maybe you shouldn't do this whole box kicking thingy because it's working against us. And that's exactly what's happening. We've been seeing this, right? It's obvious, clear and evident. And maybe, you should be rotating players and that have been proving themselves worthy based on their form, not based on quotas and transformation. But maybe you shouldn't pick Veli Leroux. Maybe you shouldn't pick Damon Delindi. Maybe you shouldn't pick Jesse Creel because they're out of form. But for whatever reason, Jaques insists on continuing to select these guys. And this singular-minded game plan, kicking always, that's why we become so predictable. Jaques White is 100% correct. And of course, Rassie Erasmus had to come to the rescue of his Mikey, his friend, his buddy. And I'm not mad at Rassie Erasmus defending Jaques because that's his best friend. And I saw he changed his profile picture with him and Jaques Nienaber holding the Rugby World Cup, the World Ellis Cup. Totally childish. Totally petty from Rassie Erasmus. What I've noticed about Rassie Erasmus is he's very petty and he's very childish. He is becoming a Springbok, managerial member who's having a little bit more controversy than he should, because he had the whole controversy with him being the water boy on field, and then he had the whole controversy of him calling. Now again, I'm not saying he was wrong for doing that. He wasn't wrong. World Rugby overreacted with that. But again, from Rassie's side, he's kind of doing things that are like unnecessary that could easily been avoided. But anyway, that's Rassie Erasmus. I'm not criticizing him per se, but I'm saying he is kind of petty. But I'm just co-signing Jaques White's analysis. Coming back to Mr. Forever Sports. What really irks me about the video he did titled Rassie Erasmus versus Jaques White is that he was defending Jaques' talking points that really aren't worthy to be defending. And really, it sort of raised a concern of today's state of masculinity. So what do I mean by that? A lot of men today have become soft, that so much so that they would rather play along to get along. They're afraid to give honest and authentic pushback because they're afraid of getting pushback. And to me, that just spells disingenuousness. So, Mr. Forever Sports, there's this thing you said where, I don't think it's fair for people to be criticizing Jaques Nienaber. You know, I think it's coming from a place of arrogance, and it's just unfair, which is just like, rarig meneer, really? So after all Jaques Nienaber's woes, obvious woes, oh, we're just being arrogant. I can't believe you. I couldn't believe my ears. I really couldn't believe my ears. There was a time where I had to stop and rewind because I said, no, you must have been joking. You must be kidding. But anyway, for the sake of respect, I'm gonna leave you to your opinion. And I'm gonna say you weren't entitled to your opinion. But I'm also going to say this. Let's not lose touch of reality. Okay? Folks, gentlemen, let's not ignore reality, because we cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. And that's us losing test matches. And that's us potentially losing the Webb Ellis Cup come the World Cup next year. Listen, Jake White hit the nail on the head with his criticisms of Jaques Nienaber. 100% spot on. Jake White was 100% spot on. He's right. One proof? Just wait for the Rugby Championships. Just wait for the World Cup. Wait until we lose the World Cup due to this whole Skop en Jag senseless kicking. And then let's see how Rassie Erasmus is going to change his wallpaper on his profile picture on Twitter. Both these coaches have won the World Cup. And they've both beaten England in the final. Both having conceded points. The only difference with Jake White and Rassie Erasmus is Rassie Erasmus got lucky in that semi-final against Wales. If it wasn't for Francois Lowe, we would have lost that test match. Sorry, that match. Either us conceding a penalty and then kicking it over, and then it would have been game over. With Jake White, his expertise, his game plan, his tactics was all calculated, and it was based on a very specialized version of attack, very versatile version of attack, and that's how we won. So we just powered through England. We just powered through the whole tournament. Because people want to talk about the technicalities. Oh, but we won the British and Irish Lions series. Oh, but we beat the All Blacks in 2021. Okay, you want to talk about technicalities. I'm more so worried about how we beat the Irish and British Lions, because those 3 games were sloppy. How do we beat the All Blacks in 2021? Well, lucky for us, the All Blacks made as many penalties as they did that we were able to capitalize. Because if you want to go off technicalities, then explain us losing our 100th test encounter against the All Blacks. Sorry. Explain us losing our 100th test match against the All Blacks, that first match. Explain. How did we lose that first match against the All Blacks in 2021? Which we should have lost. Sorry, which we should have won. Which we should have won. But how did we lose it? Oh no, it couldn't possibly be because of Villy Leroux, could it? Nah, I think I'm picking on Villy Leroux a little too much, hey? Villy Leroux is a fine specimen of a player, yeah? Worthy of every test match selection. He has no handling errors whatsoever. Perfect. His selection is very well justified. Are you freaking kidding me though? When he came on yesterday, I was very concerned. I was like, oh dear God, okay, here goes. I hope they're gonna put him on the wing because that way he won't get into a position where he's gonna do some knock-ons or do some handling errors. He didn't play well yesterday. It's just that he didn't make mistakes. He didn't commit handling errors. It's not that he played well. Oh no, it's not that he played well. He just didn't commit as many handling errors. That's what I'm saying. So again, when I talk about technicalities, I want to talk about how we're winning our test matches. And that's how the Springboks should be concerned about. Not the fact that, oh, the other teams just happened to fumble the ball enough times that they didn't score against us, hence us winning the British and Irish Lions series. Explain the one we lost. Because both teams were sloppy. Both the British and Irish Lions and the Springboks were sloppy. We were just lucky the ball was in their half and Mornestein was able to kick it over. We were lucky. And now we've lost the rankings. We now went from first place to third place. Explain that. At what point can we hold the Springbok coaching staff accountable, Mr. Forever Sports? At what point can we finally say, okay, Jacques, you're messing up with this? At what point can we finally hold them accountable? Say for me. Like, give me like a logical, sensible explanation as opposed to, you wanting to say the right things because you don't want to offend. Because that's what men nowadays they do. Especially on public platforms, social media platforms. They would rather play along to get along. They would rather stick to saying the right thing as opposed to saying what's needed. You see, this brand, the Springboks, it's very prestigious. High standards. This is why we're very critical. When we drop down to third place, it's a red zone of concern. And we're not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, we're still, guys, we're still in a good place, let's just enjoy that game. No! This is the Springboks we're talking about. We're the Springboks. Second place or first place. Either we're first place or second place. Nothing less than that. We're a very prestigious team. Come a long way. We have a long history of success. Anyway, that's all I have to say for now. Cheers.